Welcome to another edition of the Hoop Scoop. I'm Jarret Johnson. I'm joined by the Mighty Joe Yeager. Mighty Joe is your favorite topic of discussion here on Inside the Red Raiders, Texas Tech basketball. You actually, first off, congratulations on the 20th anniversary of you and your wife Paula. That's always great, in this day and age. Let's be honest, divorce is commonplace. It's a coin toss, basically, with a lot of marriages. It's always great to hear, people staying together. 20 years is a long time. It was really cool on the board. Some of the guys sharing their stories about their long, marriages and what it's meant to them. So that was really cool. But my point in bringing that up on this video is that you were out of town for your anniversary. You went on vacation with your wife, and when you did, Texas Tech announced that they are going to be hosting Kentucky in the Big 12 SEC Challenge. Wow, that's quite the news, right? I mean, come on. We were talking about in our last Hoop Scoop that there wasn't really that great of a home opponent, but that you thought the non-conference schedule was still better than it had been any previous year under Beard. Now, bam. I mean, you could argue Kentucky is the blue blood. I mean, North Carolina, UCLA, you could throw in, but you could argue that as far as what their history is, national championships, all the NCAA tournament appearances, and then the fact that they're still so relevant now under John Calipari, that they really are. Them and, say, North Carolina are probably the two biggest blue bloods around in the sport. What do you think?
Yeah, throw Kansas in there as well.
Well, yeah, of course. Always just because they're conference opponent.
Right.
Of course, Kansas.
But this game, we'll have to see how it plays out and how both teams develop over the course of the year. This is kind of a late mid-season game, so there's a lot of water to go under the bridge there. But if these teams kind of shake out and perform as expected, this could be the hottest basketball ticket in Tech basketball history.
Yeah.
It'll be one of those deals. Tech actually played Kentucky in Lubbock once, back in 1965.
Okay.
And Kentucky, I'm sure it was Kentucky back in 1965,
right.
But Texas Tech wasn't coming off a national title game appearance.
Right.
So, and an Elite Eight off of that before that. So, Tech is positioned where they're like the new kids on the block.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the program that is making a bid to become, if not a blue blood, that's too far fetched to say that, but at least a baby blue. They're trying to get to that level. And Kentucky is kind of the gold standard for the blue, so to speak. And so you got a really classic case of this established program coming to Lubbock to take on this upstart program.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be an electric situation. I expect that all the media is going to be out there. I'm telling you, the scalpers are going to be getting rich off of this game. So it's just going to be extremely exciting. And season tickets gone now.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much. If they weren't before the announcement of that, then that did it. That put it over the top.
What does this game mean in terms of basically just recognition? Because this is going to be talked about, by like all the talking head shows, the ESPN and Fox and all that. Everybody's going to be talking about it at that point of season leading up to it. What kind of impact does that have on a program, Joe, in your estimation?
Well, so they always say any publicity is good publicity, and this is not going to be just any old publicity. It's going to be good publicity, on top of just automatically the publicity itself. So that's tremendous. It gets Tech's name out there. More and more ears and eyes are going to be on it. Recruits will notice this.
Yes.
And that's going to help, obviously, in that area. And it's just kind of really a validation of Texas Tech's program that they were awarded this particular game.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, it's Kansas, Kentucky. 3 out of the last 4 Big 12 SEC challenges, it was Kansas and Kentucky. And those are the obvious choices, right? Sure. And, most people are picking Kansas to win the Big 12 again this year, right? And so even though Tech isn't the pick necessarily to win it, they got they got the call on Kentucky. So that's respect, and they've earned it, but they've earned it so quickly. It's just amazing how fast this program has risen to the top, and it's to the point now where Tech is just about the hottest basketball program in the country, right up there with Virginia, Villanova, and of course Duke is always up there. So these are great times.
It really is. I think it's interesting that Tech basketball is taking on the state of Kentucky just like it did in baseball. You know, in baseball they played Louisville and Kentucky as well, I believe, the previous year. So that's interesting. But you mentioned recruiting. I'm just going to end with this. Without looking at the recruiting calendar and knowing for sure if it's open, which I believe it will be, for them to host visits during January 25th is when they're going to play. Wow, what an opportunity for a recruiting weekend that will be. So there'll be some awesome recruits in town, I expect. You know, Beard and Co. are going to capitalize on that, so we'll be all over that for y'all. But Monty Joe, great stuff from you as always. Thank y'all for watching, and until next time.